Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I'm Doug Lapp, the town administrator here in Rockland, and I want to thank you all for being here. We're here for the McCarthy Farm ribbon cutting. It's not often that town managers accomplish something that's truly tangible, resoundingly supported by the community, and permanent. I'm normally just pushing paper, doing budgets, and making decisions that almost always make some people unhappy. But this one was different, as it was overwhelmingly supported at town meeting and the community at large. Acquiring deed-restricted open space is an important aspect for communities, as it can protect the environment, preserve community character, and prevent excessive non-sustainable development. And that's what we've accomplished here. But acquiring open space is also complicated, given the nature of how local government works. We have very limited funds, we need local voter approval at town meeting to act, and we're forced to act very quickly, which is never easy for municipalities to do, given how we're structured. And this was especially so in this case, as the opportunity to purchase this land was from a Chapter 61A agricultural right of first refusal. But with the McCarthy Farm, the town of Rockland literally hit a home run by preserving in perpetuity a large tract of farmland that was otherwise slated for large development. And this was preserved as permanent open space for the community to enjoy for generations to come. This would not have been possible without the vision and determination of our Open Space Committee, especially their chairman, Donald Can, to my right, and in particular, Mike Bromberg, Pam Titus, Kathy Kirby, and George, who's here with us as well. I also want to thank Dave Taylor and our entire Highway Department staff, the Parks Department, and our Assistant Town Administrator, Jen Constable, for her assistance as well. And it's George Anderson. I'm sorry I spaced for a minute there, George. I also want to thank our Community Preservation Committee, our Finance Committee, Conservation Commission, and especially Lorraine Pratt from Conservation, as well as our Board of Selectmen for supporting this project from the very beginning and putting it on the town meeting warrant. I'd also like to thank the State Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, who provided the town with a critical $400,000 grant to the town to offset the $900,000 purchase price of the property. The town simply could not have afforded to buy this land without this grant. So I'd like to thank Melissa Cryan, Vanessa Farney, and Denise Perez from EOEEA. And both Vanessa and Denise are here with us today, and one of them may want to make some comments at the end if they'd like. But I'd like to thank them for this critical grant. Again, we couldn't have done it without them. And also a thank you to Senator Keenan and Rep. DeCosta on my left for their active support for this grant submission. I'd also like to thank the Wildlands Trust, especially Scott McFadden and Eric Boyer, who are with us here to my left. They played a critical role in preparing the land's management plan and helping us map out the trails, as well as agreeing to hold the conservation restriction and enforce it going forward. Also want to thank our neighbors, Joanne Donnelly, who's right over here, who's also now on our Open Space Committee, and Heloisa Arajo, who are our neighbors, for all of their support and cooperation, in particular allowing us to access the farmland through their property during the acquisition and all of the cleanup. And then last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank the Rockland voters and taxpayers who supported this project. So with that, I'd like to introduce the chairman of our Board of Selectmen, Michael Laughlin. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. So there's a lot of things about this project that I'm really proud about. I think the thing that I'm most proud about is how several boards and committees rallied together to make this happen. A lot of times you see in smaller communities a lot of infighting, and you see people, battling for, superiority in certain projects, and that didn't happen in this case. Every single board, community preservation, conservation, open space, Board of Selectmen, we sat back, we worked together, we had a singular goal, and the goal was to purchase this property of 36 acres, McCarthy Farm, and preserve it for future generations of Rockland residents to enjoy. There was a lot of talk during the time of the acquisition. A lot of people projected what they thought may happen, but it was always the goal of the Board of Selectmen from the point that Donald Can brought it to us to purchase this property. and preserve it for the Rockland residents. It's really a great day for the town of Rockland. And I'm really proud to be here. And like I said, again, I'll make this very brief. It's 36 acres of land that the residents of Rockland should enjoy for the rest of time. Open space in perpetuity.
Thank you, Mike. Now I'd like to introduce Donald Can, the chairman of our Open Space Committee.
Thank you, Doug. This piece of property is really a keystone to our open space plan. It borders the town of Hanson, and we connect with Whitman. And someday we're going to go all the way up to Summer Street with open space on both sides of the line, which is also one of our goals to connect with our neighbors. And then eventually we're going to go across the street and connect with Millbrook and French's Crossing in open space, and even the town of Hanover, which abuts us and our open space there. So it's a keystone to our ribbon of green around the town, and it's going to last forever. And so on behalf of the people present in the town who supported this, all those boards, committees, commissions, volunteers, who worked very hard, who are all on the same page, as Doug said. So for them, thanks, and for the people who will come here for as long as this land's open space, which should be forever, thanks.
Thank you, Don. Now I'd like to introduce our State Senator, John Keenan.
Thank you, Doug. Good afternoon, everybody. It's truly a pleasure to be here. Is this working?
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I think it's only appropriate that maybe the technology doesn't work, because we'd much prefer just peace and quiet in the woods here. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here today with my colleague, Representative DeCoste. You know, in the legislature, we vote on a lot of things. We vote on bond bills, we vote on specific pieces of legislation, we vote on budgets, and oftentimes tied into those is funding for different grants. And when we pass them, when we vote on them, we vote on the idea that it's good for the Commonwealth as a whole. But there's that little part of us that says, I hope the district that we represent, you know, this district, can get some of that money. And it depends really on the local communities and their willingness and their talent, their expertise as to whether they end up qualifying for a grant. So the money was there, but then the effort began, and the effort was truly, truly remarkable. And it took so many people doing so many different things, coming together to file this grant application, to get the state money, that then helped the commitment that assisted the commitment that the town had made to purchasing this land. So really a remarkable effort by so many people. And to see a vote become a reality and to become such an important part of this town is really a great pleasure. I just want to say thank you to everybody, an incredible effort. And we're here to help, to work on the next acquisition. And there's been some talk about this being forever. Well, forever is a long time, and that's really, really nice. And I also want to acknowledge the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs for the great work, because again, we vote, they then do the hard work at the state level, they partner with the local level, and that's how these things happen. So thank you for your efforts as well. So congratulations to everybody, and hopefully you get a walk in the fall, and then a nice walk in the winter, and then follow with the spring walk, and then come here to cool off in the summer. So enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Keenan. Now I'd like to introduce our State Representative, Dave DeCoste.
I will be very brief, because basically everything's been said. I first want to say, Mr. Ken, you soldiered on, but I would expect nothing less from a former soldier. But Don was relentless in his advocacy, and I sat through some of the town meetings, and you did a great job in advocating, as has been alluded to. Rockland has always had some very talented grant writers. And that makes a difference, as Senator Keenan said. Our friends up at the state level have to have something to work with, and Rockland always provides, and I don't care whether it's schools, complete streets, or new open space. Rockland always gives a very good product to advocate for. So well done to your staff. And then finally, I will say that whatever we see down at D.C. With the acrimony and the inability to work together, the senator and I, our staffs, and he has a staff of 4, they are always tremendous. So when we get the orders from the Board of Selectmen that we need to advocate for X, we work together as a team. And since I was first elected, we have always worked together as a team. And again, for Rockland, it's very easy to do. So well done to all of you, and to all of you, I think you made the absolute right decision in spending the money. And as has been said, this is going to be here after long. We're all long gone, and that's a positive thing. So thank you all.
Thank you, Representative DePost. Vanessa or Denise, would either of you like to make any comments?
I just want to pile on the acknowledgements.
Come on up.
Hi, so I'm Vanessa Farney, and I work with Division of Conservation Services. And in preparing remarks, I just want to pile on the acknowledgements and say that it was a tremendous pleasure to work with yourself and Scott, and I know there are many others here that played a role. This was an incredible project, and you deserve a lot of acknowledgement for bringing us together. I know the work that goes into these projects is incredible, and you have done it, and there are going to be generations that are grateful for it. So be proud.
Thank you very much. So with that, I think we're going to cut the ribbon. So if the Open Space Committee wants to come up with us, come on up, Kathy, George, Pam, and Vanessa. You wanna come with us? Come on up. Go in. You wanna go back like a little bit more, like here? Yeah, there you go. Anybody? Want to come behind? Yep. Sure, come on. Laura, you want to come in the photo too?
I was going to take a photo.
There's going to be lots of photos. It's up to you. Do you want to be in it?
All right, can everybody see everybody?
You can get the heavy artillery scissors there,
That's
huh?
right.
Go.
You gotta pull tight, Doug.
Let's see
All
if
right,
this,
I got it.
Make it easy.
Ready?
Yep.
Get it down.
Okay, Dawn. You can do this. Oh!
Yay! All right, that concludes the ceremony. Thank you all very much for coming. We appreciate it.